is Sugar Ray Raper, and we are live at the Suga Shack.
Hey, y'all, what's going on? This is your main man, the Sugar Man, live from the Suga Shack, live and direct. Just coming off my first show with the full band in 18 months, way up in Winter Park, Colorado. Blues from the top. And, man, it was blues from the top. Myself, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Eric Gales, Ruthie Foster, AJ Fulton. It was a heck of a time. It was a really good time. Now we're getting ready to head to Canada, Quebec, and go do our thing on the 20th. But today, I got the sexy chocolate, the most beautiful, the most strongest, the most sweetest singing woman in the world. I got my girl, Lady A, on, all the way from the Pacific Northwest. I've been representing a lot for the Pacific Northwest, but we're going to do it up today. Today's question of the day is, what turns you on musically? Get your minds out the gutter. What turns you on musically? Whether it be blues, hip-hop, soul, disco, jazz, country, bluegrass. We just want to know what turns you on, baby. This is Sugar Ray Raver. Today I'm dedicating the show to my good friend who just passed away. I also want to give a shout out to the Gaines family. Mr. Roy Gaines passed away, and God bless his soul. I got to play with him several times in L.A. Always a sweet cat. We shared a trumpet player for a while, and George Pandis used to play with me, who was his music director. But today I want to dedicate the show to my friend, Mr. Mike Finnegan. I've played many albums with him and the Phantom Blues Band guys, and they were always the sweetest, nicest guys in the world. So let me start the night off with a Mike Finnegan tune, and then we'll get into like what turns you on musically. But first of all, check this out. Right on. That's my buddy Mike Finnegan, one of the greatest B3 players I ever known. And I grew up in the church. And I can always tell when I remember the first time that I met Mike, you know, I was very blessed in LA doing the Maui Sugar Mill there. Cozy's when I was running the Pro Jam. I got to meet all these unbelievable players. And the thing is, I didn't know who any of them were, because I was straight out of the church and I hadn't played music in 17 years, so I was way behind. But as my grandma always taught me, I treated everyone and I treat everyone I meet with respect. And I love you until you make it where I don't love you. But until then, I love you because, you know, I don't know you, but I know your kind. That's what my boy used to say. So Finnegan was one of those cats, man. And, you know, all these cats would come down and play. And somehow or another, as time went on, I made a real good friendship with him and the Phantom Blues Band guys. Him, Larry Fulcher, who I just saw 24 hours ago, playing with my girl Ruthie Foster, Tony Bronigal, you know, just Jim Pugh, all those cats they've always been like the nicest cats to me. Hey, Chris, baby. And they just cool cats. So today I'm dedicating today to my main man, Mike Finnegan. And I'm very excited to have my home girl, Lady A, the real Lady A, on from Pacific Northwest. And it's been a while. And she probably think like, sugar. I'm gonna have everybody. You know, I know so many. It's amazing how many people that I know. Sometimes I stop, and so I've been putting this thing together. And every week I've been lucky. I've only had 2 people that repeated, and that was just because they wanted to repeat because they had so much that they wanted to say. I had to bring them on a second time. Actually, one person, and the other one was because the whole system just shut down. But now remember, I'm gonna put this up again because Eric just had it up there. Because some of the music that we're gonna be playing today, because Mike Finnegan played with everybody. If Facebook shuts down, here is the link to the YouTube, and I suggest that you go to the YouTube anyway, because the YouTube is showing in high def and high frequency, and it's just a better view. Do that. And you can post from over there. I don't think you can see the posts that other people are doing, but I'm always, as you can tell, I always put everybody posts up on the screen. Laura Hall, how you doing? Toby Simmons, how you doing? Patricia says, hi, Eric. Mike Finnegan. Nicole Mullen, how are you doing, love? Darla Jan Gares. Watch YouTube. Okay, I will do. Nicole Mullen. Who we got? Gary Wright. How you doing, brother? Chef, what's going on? I don't know what time Chef be going to work, but it's all good. Good post video, Mike. It's a gospel song I was here singing Probably at the same time. I hear you. Mike is a bad man. I think had one of those I might put up there. I'm gonna do. Let me see. I want to do one more with Mike, and then I'm gonna want to get up one with Lady A. But the question of the day for me right now to you is, what turns you on musically? What turns you on musically? Whether it be country, rock and roll, gospel, hip hop, soul, blues, R&B, blues soul, whatever. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about your favorite ones. Phantom Blues Band, one of my favorite bands. Yeah. Now here's one real quick. Here's one with Mike Finnegan, with Crosby, Stills, and Nash, if I'm not mistaken. Check this out.
And on keyboards, there's Michael Finnegan.
Well, he's such a wonderful singer. I mean, my God, you know.
A lot of people didn't know how great Mike could sing. It was amazing.
He's great.
And others of them got bold. But I'd rather be there right now. Lying 6 feet in my grave. Than to have to live lonely each and every day.
Came home this morning. I like that. You can tell Mike was around the Negro church, baby. Took you out of the Kansas City area.
And that is why I've got to find me a part-time love.
No, I know the song you're talking about, darling.
Oh, I can't take it here by myself. I got to find me somebody else. I got to say, Lord, Lord, Lord.
Even the way you say Lord, you say Lord. That's what we said.
Lord, I just got to find me a part-time love. Yeah. Push it.
Lady, you hear that? You can tell that boy been hanging around Negroes at the church. That was straight church right there. Woo! I love Mike, man. And y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I've been really blessed. Meet these big name cats, and most of them have been the most humblest people you ever want to meet. You know, I was in my first band when I moved to LA was called the Invitation All Stars, and in that band, and I didn't know who they were. But Gerald, it was a 3-piece band with me singing, so 4 pieces. Adam Stark, who went on being go on to be a vice president of Pixar when they first started. He was on guitar. On bass was the legendary Gerald Johnson, the original bass player from the Steve Miller Band, you know, Space Cowboy and all that. Left-hand bass upside down. That was the bass player. And on drums was the legendary James Gatson. I didn't even know who they were. We done played 4, 5 shows around LA and all these stars and stuff showing up. And I'm like, I know they ain't showing up for me. What's going on? And looked them up and had no idea who I was playing with. But I'm going to tell you something. That's why I call him Mr. Gatson. One of the nicest, one of the most humblest people you would ever be in your life. You would never know that this man is on 400 number 1 hit songs, and every song that you ever heard growing up, he was the drummer. You know, as well as a great singer. If you ever want to hear some real good singing, go check out Mr. James Gatson. The song is called Love Land. You check that out. That's him singing and playing drums at the same time, y'all, and it's just insane. So I've been very, very blessed. Same thing when I met Lady A. She was just a sweetheart, nicest woman I ever wanted to meet. But she had that fire, like I got that fire. We got that fire. Woo, fire. Now listen, y'all, the question of the day, y'all never answer the question of the day. The question of the day, get this straight now. The question of the day is, what turns you on musically? I want to know what music turns you on. It don't have to be blues. I just want to know what music turns you on music. What turns you on musically? And I want you to explain it. Let's talk about it. Heidi. Nicole said, I guess what turns me on is attitude, but what I mean is passion. Okay. Yeah. Well, you know, as a musician, especially as a touring guy, if you ain't got no passion, you know, there's times just like what just happened in for me in Colorado. at 10,000 feet. And it was the first time that the band has played together in 18 months. We get 3 songs in, and the top end of my voice was just gone. Every time I opened my mouth to push to the second octave, there was nothing. Sugar was singing like Barry White for the whole show. But I was shaking what my mama gave me, and we put on a hell of a show because it's called entertainment. Woo! That's what it is. And you got to do what you got to do, but that's the passion. If you don't have passion for it, after 200 shows in 1 year, you just kind of mailing it in. And I've seen some people do that. I've never been that person. I don't think there's anyone in this era that has ever seen me play. No matter how tired I am or how bad I'm hurting, you ain't never, ever seen Sugar Ray mail it in. And you ain't. I'm going to get butt naked and let it all hang out no matter what because I love what I am doing. Let's talk about the passion. Ruthie Spicer said Mississippi Hill Country Blues, Delta Blues, Chicago Blues, and traditional old school blues turns me on. Okay, Ruth, what about that turns you on? Let's get into it, mama. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Gary Rice says saxophone. What do you say? Saxophone and sexy jazzy. All right, what exactly is that, chef? What's sexy jazzy? Explain it to me. Let me see. Lolo says, what turns me on is the authenticity in the song, the way someone delivers the tune. Doesn't matter the genre. Okay, sound like you just like the other young lady. It's the passion for you. Miss Dollar says, passion pushes you to your higher self. Now, see, we had something like that in the church. We call that the anointing. Because, see, sometimes people be singing. Sometimes they be singing. And then sometimes the anointing get a hold of them and they have that out-of-body experience and drag you along with them. Now, listen, it ain't anointing if you're having it by yourself. The anointing is all of a sudden when it happens and you start playing and you start singing way above your pay grade. That's when the anointing comes. That's the anointing. Because people can play. I know some people can play. But there's sometimes when people are singing, and y'all know what I'm talking about. There's sometimes when people are singing and they're so into it and their aura is so into it that it gives you chill bumps while you're in the audience. That's the anointing. And you're way above Glover Washington Jr. Glover's a pretty bad cat. Steve Burns, it was good to see you in Colorado the other night, man. You and Nelly, it was great to see you guys. Love you very much. Lady A says gospel, blues, soul, jazz, fusion of it all. Right on, Lady A. All right. But again, I want you to say all that, but then I want you to explain it to me. What do you mean by it? Come on, talk to me. Steve Burns, Bruce Spicer, also jump swing blues. I've always loved jump swing blues. That is really good. Eric Sessman, a.k.a. the Wizard of Oz, says, I'm a guitar nut, so that's what I'm listening to. Blues, jazz, bluegrass, hard rock. I just love listening to talented guitar players doing their thing. Big Red out of Milwaukee says, Sugar got sick at Low Down Dirty Blues and never, yeah, you're right. I was sick as a dog. The Low Down Dirty Blues play in Milwaukee. I was sick as a dog. We have no understudies. 8 shows in 6 days. And I never missed a show. And never phoned it in. I had 102 fever or something, but it don't matter. That's happened to me many, many times. I love what I'm doing. I'm blessed to do it. Nicole Muller said, Lady A, what you say? Lady A is the lady who makes blues start with an A. All right. I think you're trying to rhyme. I appreciate that. I don't get it, but Lady A is the stuff. Yeah, baby. She gonna do it up for you. Right on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play a Lady A song and then I'm gonna bring her up on the audience up here. I'm gonna bring her up on y'all. Go spring her on you. This says, what did that say? Show some love and help keep the Suga Shack going. Bless you all for your support. Yeah, thank y'all. Also, I want to give a big happy birthday out to my manager, Miss Stephanie Gonzalez. It was her birthday day for yesterday. I was in Colorado. Don't even know how I missed it. But happy birthday, Steph. I call her my pit bull in high heels, baby. Everybody needs one or two. But right now, let's bring up Miss Lady A. I'm going to play this video from Miss Lady A first, and then we're going to bring that gorgeous, good soul singing woman up on the stage. Check this out, y'all.
Say their names. Say their names. The truth is loud.
Do you hear me? The truth is loud. Homeless everywhere. Take time to share. Immigration laws that they pass. The government's always trying to cover them. Our children are in the streets. Come up missing every week. The truth is loud. Do you hear me? The truth is loud. The truth is loud.
Lady A, where you get that twin?
Do you hear me? The truth is loud.
Really, you letting all the cold air out the Sugar Shack, baby.
Can't even eat popcorn on your couch. Police with guns to your head in your own house. George, Eric, Sandra Bland. Just how much more do you think we can stand? This change is taking way too long. Got blood on your hands abroad and at home. I say the truth is loud. Do you hear me? The truth is loud. Do you hear me? Rent sky high, no matter where you live. Always taking our money, so the others we can't give. With our children, you're drawing bullets on their head. Are you still trying to tell us you want us dead? Mothers are crying, fathers too. Just caged another child, we see you. The truth is loud, but do you hear me? The truth is loud. Do you hear me? The truth is loud, but do you hear me? The truth is loud. The truth is loud. The truth is loud. The truth is loud. Do you hear me?
Wow. That was deep. That was deep, man. I hear you, baby. I hear you. Matter of fact, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Sugar Shack, the one and only Miss Lady A. There she is.
Hey, darling.
Hey, mama, what's going on? What it be like? What it is?
It is what it is.
How you doing today? Thank you for spending time with us on the Shack. We
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having me. I'm so excited. I get to hang out with Sugar Ray.
Girl, you something else. I don't know. How long I know you now? I've known you a minute now.
Yeah, it has been a minute.
I can't remember when we first met, but I know it's been a while.
Yeah, we met. Oh my gosh. I think the first time we met was at the Waterfront Blues Festival.
Was it really Waterfront? Was it when I was still with the Managed Boys?
Yeah.
Had to be.
Yeah. And we met there, and then I saw you at Winthrop, like a year or so later. But I was following you like I was stalking you. You didn't even know it.
Right.
One of my favorite songs is Death Letter Blues. And remember, I called you up or I emailed you or whatever, and I said, I heard you sing this song, and my bass player had just passed away. That had been with me for like 17 years. And I heard you sing that song, and I asked you. I said, "Can I sing that song?" Because and I knew it was Sonny Boy Williams, but I heard you sing it, and I said, "I got to sing that song," and it's been one of my favorites ever since. But listening to you sing it,
it is a
it's powerful.
It is, and I always told people it's very. I hope I'm the right word. For me, it's very autobiographic.
Yes.
Autobiographic. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Autobiographic, because it literally almost parallels the way it went down. What am I hearing? Air? Eric is. Eric is my phone
is ringing. My phone is ringing in the background. I'm sorry.
No, that's not it. I just hear a lot of air going across. I want to make sure that I got the right mic on.
Oh, I turned my fan off too, because a sister is over 60 and having a hot flash, so I had to turn the fan on.
Well, I'm out here in the Suga Shack. It's not quite as warm, but my brand new AC looks like it's done died on. I don't know. I had to turn it off, turn it back on to get the air cold again. Oh, there it goes. Even though it's not that hot today. No, Death Letter is. I don't do it often.
Yeah.
Because it's not a trivial song to me. It's not just a song.
Right.
In my set list, it's something that is like. It's powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's certain songs you just don't do every show.
Right. It's not in
because
the set list.
Right, because it loses something. Which is why I really don't like doing set lists. My band, we have a song list. Well, they're doing the song list now that it's been 18 months because my brain, I'll be sitting up there like what the
Look, I turn around and ask the band what we doing next.
Oh, hey, all the time. Usually I know, but since the breakup, since the COVID, I was on stage lost. I'm like, what we got? What else we got? like we can do that. Like, okay, but no, we just
is like one of those songs, and
it is.
I always
I can tell the
love
lyrics
you so much. The biggest compliment I ever got was. You and I were performing at the Burke.
Yeah, I missed the Burke. That was fun, and we did our little gospel thing. Yeah. Are you going to the Bender?
No, nobody's ever invited me.
Crap, because they got me doing the gospel thing on that Sunday, and I gotta get people together and try to put something together. My band is not a gospel band. And I've changed the personnel since those. So my guys are blues guys, soul guys, rock guys, but they're not really gospel guys. But hopefully there'll be enough great gospel singers and players at the Bender that I can get folks to come over Sunday so we can have a little church.
When is it? I might just come Sunday.
It's September. You're going to make a liar out of me, yeah. September something.
I'll look it up.
Eric look it up. He's fast. He'll have it up there in a second. Otherwise, what you been up to, Mom? I know you got a new album coming out.
Yes. I have a brand new album coming out in September, mid-September. It's called Satisfying.
Right on. Satisfying.
Yeah. It's
I bet you can.
Yeah. So I've been told. No. It's been so long, I wouldn't know.
Jesus on the main line, telling what you.
Okay. I'm really excited about this album. I have first. Let me say, I'm sorry. I should have started out this way. Let me say condolences on your loss of your friend.
Thank you,
Mike Finnegan. He was a great B3 player, and we've all been losing friends left and right. And so
it's been crazy, Mama. It has been crazy.
Yeah, and it's getting. It's not. It hasn't ended. So we all need to take care of one another.
And visit one another, call one another, because it's amazing. Gene. Just since this COVID, just some of the people that I knew, like Gene Taylor, Mike Finnegan, Roy Gaines. And there's the plethora. There's like 6 or 7 others. It's just kind of, and it's been like one of them things where it's like whimsical.
Yeah, the people you never would have thought are passing from COVID. Or just passing, period. I have friends who are losing people. It's bad enough that we're going through COVID, but to miss someone or someone has passed just from the regular illnesses that are going on in the world. That's why it's important that we take care of one another and we stay in touch and communicate with one another. So I wanted to say that to you.
Thank you, Mama.
But
let's talk about this album.
This new album is different. I think that I don't like to be put in a box of I'm a blues artist or I'm a this artist or I'm a that artist. In the beginning I did because of course, in the beginning
you got to establish yourself a little bit. That's where it goes.
Now, this music is about what I can put out there and what kind of message I can send to the audience. It's fun. Yes, I want you to dance. If it moves you, I want you to dance. Yeah, I want you to clap your hands, but I want people to walk away different than when they came in. Because sometimes folks come to concerts, come to our concerts, Sugar Ray, and somebody's heavy when they done came in. So now I feel like I'm this artist, and I don't think I've ever been like anybody else. I don't have a voice like anybody else. I got this deep, thing going on, but I'm passionate once I hit that stage.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to walk out of there saying, dang, I had a good time, but check it out. The truth is loud. Just
I like
get
that.
something from what we said, from the lyrics you write. That's why your question, what turns you on musically?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Lyrics have always turned me on. I can go to somebody's concert and watch them perform all day long, but what did they say?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Music's not like it used to be. Mahalia Jackson is my favorite. So everything for me starts with
Watch
gospel.
out now. Watch out now.
Everything starts with gospel. So even when I'm writing, it sounds like a gospel song. Now I can make it blues, I can make it jazz, but it starts out gospel. And one of her songs that I really like, it says, "I'ma tell God how you treat me."
Mm. I know that song.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell God how you treated me. Because everything is about what's going on in the world right now. And we're going through a pandemic. So I want somebody to feel like, when they leave, like the lyrics of Al Green, Love and Happiness, those old songs. So your lyrics have got to mean something to me. I don't go out and just see anybody. So if I come to see you, that means you really have hit my heart.
My whole thing, what you just said is deep, because that is my way of thinking. Anyone's ever seen me, I try, and this is gonna sound weird to people, but I try to have church. And what I mean by that is, and people come up to me after and they're like, man, it's like I was just at a revival. Yep. Because even though I'm playing blues, I want the feel, the aura that's going out there is like we have in church. I'm not preaching at you per se.
Right.
I am preaching. If you listen to the lyrics of the songs I sing and the songs that I choose at any given show, I'm preaching. But what I'm doing is trying to uplift people's spirits.
Right.
I've had many, I don't know if this has happened to you, but it's been many occasions, at least 4 or 5 times in my career, where people have walked up to me. One time in particular, I remember playing and then I'm gonna get back to you, but I remember playing at Untitled Boys, and we were down in this little part of San Diego. It was hot as all get out. We played on a concrete stage outdoors, but we were like, whatever, let's do it. And we did our show and did our thing. And afterwards, a guy walked up to me and Jimmy King. Jimmy King, if he's listening, he could attest to this. And he walked up to us and he was like, man, I live right across the road over there in those apartments. He showed the apartments. He's like, I was in my bathroom, and he literally had his gun in his mouth, and he heard the music. He put the gun down and he watched the entire show, and the things that we played lifted his spirits, and he came out and talked to us, and we called medical and got him some help. But this has happened several times to me, and I tell people my job as the front man is to read the audience. And sometimes it is like gospel. And I always ran away from being a preacher because they wanted me to be a preacher, but I didn't want to be a preacher. I still don't want to be a preacher. But it's really weird and it sounds all mystical or whatever. But a lot of times when I'm playing, I can feel auras off of people, and that's where I know what I'm gonna play next. It's the weirdest thing, and I bet you understand.
Yeah, I get it.
It's just one of those weird things, and I get this weird aura or this weird vibe.
Right.
It's not always weird. Sometimes it's a happy vibe. Sometimes it's whatever it is, and I respond to that because when you're singing, as I've told people, people don't forget about blues and gospel. The thing about blues and gospel, yes, we've always had great players, but it's an oratory music. It's about the story that you're singing about. And you have to understand, not just, people like to use the word emote and all that, whatever. You have to live the lyrics you're singing about. Because I grew up with it. You can sing a lie just as easy as you can tell a lie. And the soul know the difference, even if people don't. Go ahead.
That's right.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That's for real, though. That's for real. You know, I read my audience. Now, I can dance an audience all day long. I can dance you all day long.
Yes, ma'am.
We just did a gig, and sometimes my band, I know they get a little frustrated with me because we will have danced you for an hour straight, and at the end of the show, I know they want to end with something hopping and hype, and I'll say, I'm gonna sing "Change Is Gonna Come," or I'm gonna sing "The Truth Is Loud." You know, because and they don't understand it sometimes because they want to end on this high note. And I said, but I've already danced them. They've listened to the lyrics of those songs. I need for them to leave with a message so that they understand what I'm just talking about. So it is. It's in a feeling. This new CD, Satisfying, is talking about how you make your life satisfying because tomorrow ain't promised. Now it's soul and blues, and you can dance to it, and it sounds good. But do you listen to the lyrics of songs? You know, I'm excited. I got a song on there called "Big Mama."
Oh, what that then?
Big Mama, don't slide in no red dress. That talks about because during COVID I done got fat. You know, so I can't slide in all them dresses I used to slide in. Everything that I write is
You ain't got fat. You just got better, baby.
That's right, because you know what? Big is beautiful, just like I say in the song BGRB. Big girls are back.
Right. As far as I can say, you ever been to my show? You know, big girls ain't never left.
Okay.
I got in trouble in Colorado. A little skinny girl came up to me. She said, 2 years ago, Sugar, you was singing that song, and you said you was gonna sing a skinny girl song. You gonna make up a skinny girl song. I said, I got to sit down and really work on it.
Yeah, this CD is for everybody. I got something on for everybody. I have songs called "Brighter Day," and one of the lyrics is, "I'm gonna take my shades off." You know, I'm gonna take my shades off because there's a brighter day. Sometimes we cover up our eyes and act like we don't see certain things, but just keep believing that as long as you keep waking up, there's something for you to do, and you need to help somebody else while you're doing it. So I'm really excited about the new CD. It's called Satisfying. It's gonna come out in September. I'm excited.
You have an exact date? I think Eric just put up your credentials. Let me go back.
It's LadyABabyBlues.com.
There he is, right there, ladies and gentlemen. Because Eric Sassman, aka the Wizard of Oz, is on it.
Thank you. No, I don't have the exact date. I'm saying the 14th, but
I can dig
I'm
it.
doing a big, I'm gonna do this big thing for it. I'm excited about it. We amazing band members.
We finished my album a while back, and we're holding it, and I think we're going to release it in February. But they're going to start releasing some singles here soon, and Eric will be on top of all that. But yeah, it's it's passion. I mean, I don't know. I've had passions for many things, but something about the music, like I said, even yesterday or day before yesterday, I can't even tell what day it was. The 14th, we did the show. I mean, I drove straight through 12 hours, slept a little bit, got up. It was an early show, but it was the first time in 18 months I've had the whole band on stage. And 3 songs in, I was telling you earlier, 3 songs in, I lost my entire high end. So when I went to go push to go up, there was nothing there. And I was like, well, and I tried it on a couple songs. I was like, yeah, I don't know if it's that the muscle is tired because they have the same heart in 18 months, or if it's the altitude or all that together. But you still got to put on the show.
We've been closed in. Think about it. We've been closed in for close to a year and a half. I know we've been out this summer, but I know now I've been blessed. I've been busy all through COVID, but we there's reasons behind that, and I've been blessed in it, doing a lot of virtual concerts. But even in that was different. When I got back on stage, I was like, what happened?
I recorded an album, and that's easy. Versus and my voice was still kind of strong there because I've been going into the studio every day. Really helped warm it up. But just jumping up on that, I mean, we had a good time, and I want to say thank you to Drake Shine and my MD. He had the band tight as a gnat's butt over a 55-gallon drum. I've been blessed to always have a really good band, but it's a muscle. I used to tell people are like, Ray used to seem like 10 nights in a row without going hoarse. I said, yeah, it's a muscle, but that's when I was touring and playing 150, 200 shows a year. Right. But when you lay it off, You know, and I told somebody said, well, you need to sing at home. I said, you know, you don't understand. If I was one of those quiet singers that could, you know, I said, I sing at home, people be calling the law like, you know, 3 houses down, like somebody killing somebody down there. They hooping and hollering. And, you know, it's different when you have your band pushing behind you.
Right. It's a different sound. It's a different scene, you know. Even being in the studio when I'm practicing the songs at home, when I get in the studio, I'm singing totally different. When you get on stage, you know, we push.
Yeah.
We push, you know, my band always tells me, you always go 110%. You don't know how to just lay in the cut. No, not really.
No, because you're not that type of singer. You just like me. You know, you got to get it out there with emotion and feeling. That's just what's in your soul, you know.
Yeah, I love it. I love what I do. I'm blessed to be able to do what I do.
So wait a minute. Tell us one more time. The name of the album is called
Satisfying.
And that's gonna come out in
September. Mid-September.
Mid-September. Before we go any further, I want to put another video by you. Is that okay?
Oh yes.
I'm gonna pull myself off the screen and then you set the video. I can hear you. You set the video up and then we'll start playing it.
Okay. Which one is this? Oh, this is Blues in the Key of Me. So this song was written for me by my brother when I turned 50. And when I turned 50, you know, ladies, you understand everything changes. I was having hot flashes and everything. And you give so much to other people. So he wrote this song for me, John Oliver III, my producer, my MD. And I love this song. I absolutely do. I never sing it the same way twice. So I hope you enjoy it. Blues in the Key of Me. Oh, that's The Truth is Loud. Well, that's okay. We'll come back to that one. I hope everybody's doing good out there today. Thank you so much for watching the Suga Shack. I love Sugar Ray Rayford. Oh, here's the video.
Let me see if I got it right this time.
Nope, that says The Truth is Loud.
Say their names.
That's all right. Technical difficulties. We're just going to move on. There it is.
That's what happened, y'all. I'm getting old.
It's all right.
You heard the stories, all that jive. People saying blues is dead is nothing but lies. See, I got a memo for the unbelievers, and it says that blues is alive in me. See, I may not be blues to everybody, but this here is blues to me, and it's blues in the key of me. 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 I may not be blue to everybody, but this here is blues to me. See, I just got paid on Thursday. It's Friday, y'all, and I'm broke again. I get hate. I've been loved, but through it all, God shines down from above. See, I may not be blue to everybody, but this here is blues to me. Let's sing. It's blues in the key of me. Blues in the I just got paid last Thursday. It's Saturday, I'm here in Fisherman's Village. I'm broke again, I get hate. I've been loved, but through it all, God shines down from above. See, I may not be blue to everybody, but this here is blues to me. And it's blues in the key of me. 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 I may not be blues to everybody, but this here is blues to me. Sing with me, y'all. It's blues in the key of me. 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 I may not be blues to everybody, but it's blues in the key of
All right then. Testify, girl.
Hey, it's in the key of me. I mean, it's all about me.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. In fact, I always ask singers this because it's different than guitar players who happen to also sing, or keyboard players who happen to also sing. But us people, they ain't got nothing to hide behind but that little skinny microphone.
Right.
When did you have the epiphany that you were the best you there is? And that question sounds weird to sometimes
I'm
guitar
still
players, but
working on it.
you haven't had that epiphany yet?
No, you know what? Because I think because my voice and what I sing is constantly evolving. And I had to have this come to Jesus meeting about not comparing myself to other singers.
Yes.
I know what I do and I like what I do. So if that's the epiphany that I've had, I have to say it happened probably not until like 20 years into my career. So just in the last 10 years, where I'm comfortable and I just say, okay, this is my voice. This is how I sing.
See, when I say when people find that, now you're an artist.
Yeah.
You know, because I had the epiphany a long time ago because I was pushed out in front of the church. But, I laid off music for like all those years and went through the service and all that and didn't sing, didn't play anything. And so when I came back to music, and my voice had matured from what it was when I was 16, 17, 18. And, it was probably why I was playing with my first band, Urban Gypsies, that I rediscovered who I am. Yeah. Because, a lot of times I'm up here singing on these big shows and there's some great singers up there. I mean, I always tell people I am not the greatest singer in the world. I know what I can do and I know what I can't do. But I always tell people this: you may out-sing me, but you ain't going to out-entertain me.
There you go.
But this is called entertainment.
Right.
You might out-sing me, but you're not going to out-entertain me because I know where my strength lies.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't even think it's a thing of people out-singing us because like
it's different.
We are who we are and we know what we bring. And I think it comes with that getting comfortable with who you are, because I mentor the kids, the students in the Rhapsody Project here in Seattle. And I tell my vocalists, my vocal students all the time, stop. I want you, first of all, to go back and listen to some gospel and some jazz. Because if you can't sing either one of them, everything else doesn't mean anything. You need to know the classics in jazz. You need to know the classics in gospel. You need to be able to do this, right? But then find your own voice, because you come out singing like everybody else. I do we just had this conversation yesterday with my band because I had to get a substitute bass player. And he said, "Oh, you're doing Aretha in F." And I said, most definitely, because I don't sing like Auntie Riri. You know, I don't sing like her. Any song that I cover, because I know you know this, we do our original music. It's very seldom that I'll do a cover. And if I do a cover, it's going to be something that I make my own.
Well, and it's got to be that way, you know,
It's
because
got to be.
my shows in the past have always been probably about half and half. Because there's just some people, you know, I got a 7-piece band, and I put that band together because I knew that I wanted to go all over the place. I always tell them I wanted to put a band together that if I decide to play rock and roll on the show, we're gonna play rock and roll. If we want to play reggae, I'm gonna play reggae. If I want to play country, because there's so much great music, and I think a lot of singers, a lot of bands, you forget the versatility of just good music and being you. And it's like I'm not trying to be. I used to do that when I had Urban Gypsies was a cover band, and I used to do all that Marvin Gaye and all them. All those I call them vocal gymnastics and all that. And but when I'm singing for real, there's no vocal gymnastics. It's just passion. And I learned that. So I'll do an Albert King song. I do a Little Milton song, but I'm gonna do it Sugar's way.
Right. When I do Respect by Aretha, you know, I mean, we hold true to some of the aspects of the original, because you need to. You never want to blow an original, you know, a classic out the water.
Yeah.
But you need to make it your own, because I can sing nothing like her. I'm not hitting those notes that she's hitting. So I have taken that song and totally turned it around and made it my own. And people are blown away by it. And I don't do it often. I think that when we come into our own and find how comfortable we are, because like you said, I used to do all the covers and everything, and that's the jump up and do all that. When you come into your own and figure out what it is you really want to do, I don't feel like I have to do that anymore. Now, yeah, I can dance you all night, but what did you get out of that performance that I just did? That energy that I just put out there? Because some of that is for me too. You know, as an artist, I need some of that too. And that's how we feed off of our audiences. And that's what pushes us.
Well, let me ask you, have you played Japan or Germany?
No, I have played Germany, but not Japan.
But their audiences are similar. I remember the first time I played Germany, I was throwing down, sweating like a runaway slave, and they weren't moving. And I was like, what is going on? And the guy said, well, you know, the Germans, they really enjoying the music, they drink it, they just don't dance. And I remember saying, the hell with that. I went out in the audience and literally grabbed people by their hands and made them get it. And so they know when Sugar coming, you're gonna dance. Ain't no be sitting down on me. I need that energy just as much as you need that energy. I'm entertaining you, but you entertaining me.
And you know, my line is always, look, I know I'm cute. I looked in the mirror before I left the house, but I didn't come out here for you to say how cute I am.
See, a woman can get away with that. A woman, see, mine more forceful. I'm more like, don't make me grab a switch and come out there. I'll be threatening them. Like, don't make me come out. Because I'll be in the middle of I don't know if you've ever seen it, but I could be in the middle of the show and we throwing down. And I ain't feeling it from the office, and I'll stop the band, plop, and I'll say, look here. Look at him. Now,
I tell him you could have stayed at home and watched Matlock.
You could have stayed at home.
Okay.
I'm up here sweating like a runaway slave. I done flew for 19 hours. You better get up off and move something. But anyway,
you know, playing Europe is different for me because usually I'm the only woman on the
bill. Yeah.
And I used to ask them, because I love playing Europe, because they love the music. They do. Sometimes they do just sit there, but they're loving it.
Yeah.
But they're just sitting there, right? And I said, well, why is it that I'm always the only woman? My friend Case told me one day, he said, at the Quandadame Blues Festival in the Netherlands, he said, because we don't think that women can sing blues, only men. I said, well, you a tell. Because you keep hiring me.
But they do that like that. You know, I had the same conversation with my girl Diana, and I had that same conversation with my girl Deetra. You know, I love both of them, and they kind of remind me. You three kind of remind y'all different, but y'all still kind of remind me of you. You three kind of remind me of each other, and it's that same thing. And people don't realize that the blues music, you know, the heyday of blues in the 20s, it was all women.
Yeah, you know.
It was all women.
Ma Rainey.
Yep.
Oh, I'm loving. You know,
Big Mama Thornton.
Big Mama
Rosetta Thorpe. I mean, you just go on. It was all women. I mean, you know, it was later, like the 30s or 40s, I think it was, where men became more dominant. But in the beginning, when it was still called quote unquote race music, it was mostly all women.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
So Where does your influence come from? Who do you? This is a question I like to ask. Who do you listen to?
You know what? I don't listen to anybody.
Okay.
No, it's just because I've always had this fear of copying. You know, a lot of times, if you listen to this is my theory. If you listen too much of anybody, before you realize it, too much of them will sneak into you. And so even if I'm doing somebody's song, I want to approach it as fresh as I can. So I just go off my gut feeling and what the music is playing. But my influence is coming up with people like you may not know, you won't know most of them, but like this guy Ricky Warren was the first B3 player I ever knew that played, in the church. And Ricky was the one that made me come out from breakdancing and go back into the church to singing. And Ricky played 10-finger chords with the entire bass line played on the foot pedals, and he'd be singing and direct the choir. These guys, I took that stuff for granted until I got back into music, and I've yet to see all these great piano players and whatnot. I've yet to see one that plays like that because it's a different. I mean, Finnegan did. Finnegan was one of the few guys who, but like I said, when first time I heard Finnegan, I remember telling him like, "You've been to church."
Most of the great musicians come out of church. They
did, because you learn to play with that passion. Not only that, I always tell people, people say, "Why do so many great singers and players come out of church?" I said, "Because you come because it's crucible." And then well, what do you mean? I said, well, in the black church, I don't know about the white church, but in the black church, you had to show and prove. The difference was people would come up and tell you. I've seen like, baby, God didn't bless everybody to sing. Some people supposed to be the usher. They would tell you.
You're supposed to be on the usher board.
But I'm just saying, they would tell you. And so after years of that, as the old gospel saying, you started out as cold, but with all that pressure, by the time you got up where you're going to be in front of people all the time, you were a diamond, because they done pressure, they done rubbed you and rubbed all the dirt off you. You just sparkling now. But Ricky Warren, I've always been a big fan of Son House when I came over to the blues side, but I'm also, for me, my style of singing, I really love what Eddie and Gerald Levert was doing. That's along my because when I would listen to the OJs, I can't think of the brother, the Smooth brother, I can't think of his name, who did most of the lead roles, but it was when Eddie would come in and color, it was so much passion in his voice that just like, man. And then I grew up with Shirley Caesar, Tremaine Hawkins. I grew up working with the Winans and the Mississippi Mass Choir, my own mass. So I grew up with all these, and my mother, who was the greatest singer I ever heard in my life. So I grew up with all these great singers, and I was the choir director. So it's funny. I tell people like, people like, man, you can sing. I said, y'all ain't heard singing. I said, even all these big platinum stars you heard, I said, I know people in the church who would blow them out of the water. I mean, Whitney Houston came straight out of church. Aretha came straight out of church. It's a different Fantasia. It's a different style of singing.
Right.
It's yes, you're hitting all those notes, but there's something about the realness of it. And so those are the people. Those are the few of the people who influenced me. I've also always been in awe and amazement of Luther Vandross. Luther was the first person to teach me that if you can sing anything. People don't know that Luther got his start playing with David Bowie. He's on 7 David Bowie albums. He was a backup singer for David Bowie. I mean, he did some Sesame Street stuff and all that. I remember him being on set, but he got his musical real life tour with David Bowie. David Bowie is the one who told him, from my understanding, it went on for like a year. David Bowie said, man, you too good to be a backup singer. You need to be out there singing. Luther wouldn't do it. So David Bowie, literally before a big show in front of 100,000 people, fired Luther and made Luther go out and sing with his band backing him up.
Luther is good. I am a big Stevie Wonder, though. I like the classic Stevie Wonder. I love Stevie Wonder, what he used to do when he was playing harmonica and singing.
Okay.
I like classic Stevie Wonder. I like classic Marvin Gaye. I do. Again, Mahalia Jackson, I can listen to her all day long.
Mahalia. And do you know that a lot of people don't know the story, but Mahalia was around when all those great blues singers around. And what people don't realize is all the labels tried to get Mahalia to sing secular music.
Right.
They all gave offered her unbelievable recording deals, from my understanding, and she turned them down because she's like, I'm a gospel singer, and that's I'm not going over.
Yeah, I appreciate her voice so much, because coming up, you know, like you, I was a choir director. I was a choir director at 16, and our back was always to the audience.
Yeah.
So I never, you know, and I could teach parts, and we could sing a cappella and do the whole thing. So I appreciated her voice, because for me, I always had this low voice, and you know, and I was like, what am I going to do with that? You know, I could fake, I could fake high when I needed to, but I came into more appreciation of my voice, hearing her, hearing my mother. My mother sang gospel too. You know,
well, you know, that goes back to two other great low vocal women that I really love. Everybody, you know, young people or semi-young people got into Toni Braxton, but I was, you know, I was really into Anita Baker and Oleta Adams.
Oleta.
Yes. And you know, it's sad, if y'all don't know who Oleta Adams is, y'all need to go look that up. Oleta Adams. You know, even Marie Mulder. You know, I got to sing with her a couple of different times with my buddy Cal David and all that when he owned the blue guitar. But you know, that's the problem. I told somebody that I have with R&B today. And somebody said, well, what do you mean, Sugar? I said, well, my problem with a lot of the R&B singers now is the guys are trying to sound like girls. What happened to the men singers? I mean, I love Maxwell, I love Neo and all that, but all that second alto or first alto, first soprano from a man, it's like we already got women singers.
And everybody's doing a run.
Everybody, vocal gymnastics where you don't even need it. It's just kind of like,
come on, just sing the song.
Just sing the song. But really, you know, other than James Ingram, you know, I love James Ingram. You know, a few others. You know, but in today's world, let's say the last 15 years, there's one young cat. His name was Jaheim. Jaheim, and what you call it from Boys to Men.
Okay, you're getting into stuff I don't listen to.
Well, there are some of the only cats that still sing like grown men. Everybody else wants to sound like a girl, and I still don't get that. I still don't understand why women are buying albums for guys just because he can sing like Mariah Carey. I don't get that. You know, I grew up in the era where women wanted men to sound like men. You know, I grew up in that Teddy Pendergrass era. And Teddy, I mean, that was a grown man talking to a woman. But you know,
reach.
Yeah, you know, that's my. Well, listen, let me play another video. And
you found another video? Oh my gosh!
No, not for you this time. This time is another one from. I wanted to do one more from Mike Finnegan, my brother Mike, and I'm gonna send condolences out to his family. And don't you go nowhere. We're gonna go out backstage. I'm gonna let this play, and I'm gonna bring you back on. Okay, so don't go nowhere. Ladies and gentlemen, here's another one from my friend, Mr. Mike Finnegan. I hope you guys can dig this. God bless him and his family.
So near when the world is so far, and if you will be there beside me, then the walls will come tumbling down. I'd be heaven blessed, guaranteed of happiness, But if you will be there to hear me, then my riches they will abound. These walls are high, but they do not reach to the sky. And if you will be ever near
Mike,
me,
I know you're in heaven, brother. I
then
love
these
you,
walls
and I
will
miss
come
you.
tumbling down. I'd be heaven blessed, guaranteed of happiness, powerful beyond success, fearless of mind, calling to you, singing hallelujah. Ever since I knew you, let me see the light. Oh yeah. Let me see the light. Let me see the light.
Bless you, Mike Bennigan.
That was beautiful. Beautiful.
Bad cat, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the
like
thing
that.
was, he's another one of those people, just like Mr. Gatson. Most people knew him as this unbelievable B3 player, which he was. He was unparalleled. But I knew him singing, and then when I discovered him singing, like I said, I had to find out who he was and all this stuff. When I'm meeting all these people, and as a singer, I was like, screw the B3 player. Yeah, he can play B3, but listen to this voice.
Yeah.
I used to be like, and I hope I never offended him, because I used to be like, there's another cat, Cal David. I had him on the show already, Cal David, another cat y'all need to hear like that. Cal is known as a great guitarist, but his singing is just, and I used to be like, why are these guys not household names, And that just let me know early on when I first came to LA what the business was about. It's not always the most talented. There's a lot of political, social, and background movement that bring people to the forefront. But, can you imagine? This guy is a sideman. This guy is a star.
Yeah.
He's been a
Yeah.
sideman for 45 years. It's like, oh my freaking God. But this is also why when he played with everybody, whether it be Bunny Raitt, all those years with Bunny Raitt, Stills, and Nash, and more
Right.
than ever even think of, no matter how big the band or the artist was, they always gave Mike a moment in the show to be Mike.
Right.
Because they felt that, like most of us artists, when you meet someone who's just amazing, you want people to know. It's funny because people like competition. I'm like, yeah, but it's weird when we meet someone that we feel is just like, oh my God, you do everything you can. Like, yeah, people need to hear you,
Right.
And Mike was one of those cats, man. I mean, just truly amazing.
Sometimes people will say, well, why do you let your band members sing? Because they're talented.
I actually get that sometimes from my own label. Like, like, Sugar, you showcasing the band too much. I said, well, you got to understand that I came up on the stage. I mean, I love studio recording, but and I do a good job. But I'm an entertainer, and that's why I want a great band to be.
Right.
It is. And you need to give them a chance.
Right.
I always let them showcase, because that's part of the show.
It is part of the show, and they are amazing artists, especially in their own rights. And I
Exactly.
believe in my band. We're a family. I've been
Exactly.
blessed with my first band. I had the same band for 17 years.
Right on.
That's like unheard of.
It is. And
You know,
I had been lucky. It's only been recently, right before the COVID thing
yeah,
started to, but sometimes people get a little, you got to do
yeah.
what you got to do.
Well, yeah, but and then I've had the same drummer and my MD. He's been with me for 20 years.
Oh, right on.
So yeah, but even I was telling you about. You were asking me about the sister that is in the group now. She's an amazing songwriter. Name is Roz McCommon, and she's been writing songs for me. It's the first time I've had a woman writer with me because usually I'm writing by myself or I'm writing with the guys. Doing my thing. Dexter Allen.
Yeah, I love
My
Dexter.
Mississippi producer, and then John Oliver is my Seattle producer. So I've been writing with these guys for a while, and she's amazing, and so I want to showcase her.
Right.
I want to showcase John. John sings like Donny Hathaway. I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
my drummer, woo, and he's got his own CD. He's doing his own thing, but he is. I believe in not necessarily rewarding them, but they shine. What do I have to be worried about? I do me. Some people go, well, you showcase your band too much. You know what? Let me do me. I'm gonna do you. Do you?
Let me be me. And the funny thing is the getting record deals and all this stuff is all that's all great. Sometimes though I have to remind them in a nice way, like you hired me because I am. So
You're
why would
you.
you try to go and change me now?
Right.
That you
Right.
gave me a deal. It's like
And I think some people who we think should be, out there. How come, like your friend Mike? Why isn't he out there? Why wasn't he out there big time? And my friend Josephine Howell, who I think you've met here in Seattle, she can sing the doggone phone book, but
yeah.
she's doing what she loves, and all that other fame and all that other stuff doesn't really mean that much.
Well, Mike, I mean, people knew Mike.
Yeah.
All the musicians at all levels knew Mike, which they all to get him to, I mean, Mike was famous, but what I mean is, I've always said from the first time I heard his songs of him singing, I was like, yeah, you famous, but you should be as famous as Clapton or anybody. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a top cat.
I'm telling you, that song you just played, that touched me right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to always get a kick out of him though, because one time I told him, I want to. I think he told me he grew up in Kansas. Was it Kansas? I think it was
That's where
Kansas.
Ross is from, Kansas City.
And I was like, obviously you hung around the Negro. I used to always because obviously there's some black people in your past, bro.
I used to say, are there black people in Kansas City?
Well, obviously, because I don't mean no disrespect, but you don't come out singing like that unless you've been around the source, and that was
exactly
Negro singing and Negro and what a beautiful voice. Same with you, what a beautiful voice and what a beautiful soul. And every time I've seen you, no matter what you've been going through, you always have that big beautiful smile on your face, and you have one of the best auras that I have ever met. And please, no matter how hard it get, don't let them change you.
You know what? My name is all I got.
Right on.
And besides Jesus, my name is all I got. With that situation, I was really stressed out at one point, and my health started to suffer. But once my pastor told me, if you're gonna pray about it, don't worry about it. And so I finally, at the beginning of the year, I gave it over to God. And
he can work it out. Right.
One of my songs. So I don't worry about it anymore. I'm letting God handle this. And every time something comes up against me, I get blessed. And so I know that he's working it out.
That old cliche is always darkest. So, this has been a hell of a year for me beyond the COVID. And, I was poised to literally move into that Gary Clark, Fantastic Negrito type lane. Grammy nominated, BB King entertainer, 2-time Soul Blues Male Artist, Band of the Year, blah 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 blah. And then right when all these big shows were getting ready to happen, where I got a chance to step out to the world at large, get to know who it was, COVID shut down, shut it down. But you know what I said? it must have been a reason. God felt there was a reason. Maybe I wasn't ready.
There's a
And
reason for everything.
sometimes you got to drop back and punt. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You know what? God is getting us ready for something bigger, something better, and something to where we're going to be able to bless other people. We haven't talked about it, but I have 3 radio shows. So
that's right. I always forget you do the radio thing. Come on, talk about it, Mama.
I am labeled the hardest working woman in blues, gospel, funk, soul, and I'll be working, and I got a day job. But
you still got a day job too?
I was supposed to retire right before, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
So it's to my advantage. I get to work from home. I'm blessed to be able to work from home. So I'm still working. Yeah, I'm still working, but I'm going to retire soon. But I have Lady A's Gumbo and Gospel that comes on Sunday mornings.
Give us the digits.
So it's NWCZ online radio. And if you go to my Lady A page or my Lady A White or Lady A is my you could just go to my Lady A, one of those Lady A pages. I always post the link, so you can always go there and get the link. And then on Saturdays, Lady A's Black and Blues, the B-side. You can do the same thing if you miss the show. You can go there and listen to the show anytime. I'm playing all the local artists. I play Sugar Ray all the time.
Do you, baby? Oh,
Angels and Devils.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's my song still.
See, most people, everybody's been talking about Somebody Save Me or Time to Get Moving, to Kill For You. But Angels and Devils is,
that. And my other song, Take It to the Bank, has always been one of my favorites. Favorite songs that I like. I'll listen to over and over again.
Me and Ralph used to be my MD. He's been suffering from MS. His wife stepped down. But a lot of people don't know Ralph Carter plays everything. But he was also with the Eddie Money Band. He's the one that wrote "Shakin'" and all those big hits for Eddie Money. So he wrote "Blind Alley." He helped me write "Take It to the Bank," and all the original stuff that I did before I signed with 40 Below was written by me and Ralph, and that was crazy.
I love Take It to the Bank. I'm a Sugar Ray fan. I've been a Sugar Ray fan for many years.
That sounds weird to me.
And I know that you, we get out there and we do our thing on stage. I've seen you. This is what I was going to tell you. So the first time when I played with you and Gino Mateo said, "You are the female Sugar Ray." That was such a big compliment. I was like, oh my gosh, I was compared to Sugar Ray on stage. That was a big compliment for me. But I really love to watch you sit down, just you and a guitar, and do your thing. Because for me, you shine, because we do all that other stuff. And I can watch you do that. But when you sit down, when we did the gospel thing, I was like, this man right here about to make me shout. Okay. I really, really love that.
That was so much fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. That guy, I still have it on video. Somebody videotaped it and sent it to me. It's wonderful.
You got to send that to me so I can post it.
I will send it to you. I'll make sure I do that.
I had been saying years before, so many great things happened. I did that one with Luca Sapio and the Italian Royal Family, and some of the guys from the Dap Team, Top Tones, kind of that album we did in Italy, The World We Live In, and then I came back and signed a deal with 40 Below, and of course, Somebody Save Me. The new album is called In Too Deep. But before I did all that, I was really leaning toward I was going to do, a 10 CD song with just me and a guitar, like really kind of almost acoustic. And before I pass off this earth, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, that's one of my goals. I talk to my guitar player about it all the time because it's in us. I think it is to sit with a guitar and be able to do that. But
also one of the reasons I do that too, Lady A, a lot of times one of the reasons, not only is it to move it on my soul, but I have, the band is powerful. Even when we playing something slow, it's powerful. Right. So sometimes to give the audience an ear break, I will just sit down with me and a guitar, or sometimes just me. Like I love Louis Armstrong. So there's been a lot of shows around the world where you'll see where I end the show with Wonderful World. And people I don't think sometimes people understood Louis Armstrong, I've heard black people like, oh, he was Uncle Tom, he was smiling too much, he was this. I said, Louis, you got to think of the time that he came up in and what he was accomplishing. What he was accomplishing is people are just people, and he wanted to just live with love.
Right. What was necessary for him.
Yeah.
People don't understand sometimes we do the things that we do for ourselves because we give so much out, and we do it because we love to, but sometimes we have to take that self-care break.
Yeah.
And I have really learned that, especially going through, the things that I've been going through with the case and everything. I have learned to self-care and to learn to say no.
That is so powerful. I learned to say no 7 years ago, but I was really bad with the self-care. I was just playing 150, 200 shows a year.
Right.
And even before the thing with Pim's cancer, the funny thing about that, and before the COVID hit, I had already, we did the blues cruise, I think that November, but we had already been off 3 months because I had told the guys before that, I said, guys, I am mentally and physically burnt.
Right.
And I never thought that I would have gotten to that point. But I had played around the world, and anybody that ever knew my schedule,
I followed you. I told you I was stalking.
I got to the point where I was mentally and physically burnt. And I was taking a 3-month break. And just when I was getting ready to come back to start this tour, that Pacific Northwest tour, Pam came down with cancer. Yeah. And as you know, that show we did at Jazz Alley, I think it's called.
Yes. Yeah. Jazz Alley when you came to Seattle.
Right. And that was everything down. We were in the middle of that. Yeah. And the guy told me, like, well, you sold out the first night. The second night was almost sold out, but only 100 people showed up one night. And but that was like, and I was like,
the last time I went to a concert to see you.
Was it really?
Yeah. That was right before the country just went to put, but you're right. But, I had to look at, you have to look at when you're self-caring a different way. For one thing, we do get, with everything with COVID, with everything with Pam going on, COVID, and then the schedule that you try to keep. If you don't self-care, plus you smoke cigars, but I'm going to get on you about that later.
Everybody's always on me.
I know. I'm not going
to. It's not like smoking a cigarette. I do not inhale this.
Okay. Anyway, I'm going to let you slide. Big Mama going to let you slide today. But
make me sweat there.
With all that, self-care is important because you're taking care of your wife. You're taking care of home. You're taking care of an audience. You're still recording. We have all these things in our lives, and the mental that we push aside because we're too busy singing. We're giving all this giving that we're doing. It's gonna come back to bite us in our butt, and believe that, because when even going through everything that I've been going through in this past year, it caught up to me, and my health suffered. And then I had to say, okay, there's something I need to let go of. Not that I'm quitting, not that I'm doing, but everything is for a reason. So if the country got shut down, there was a reason.
And I looked at that. I told people, as bad as COVID's been for me, actually mentally, it was a good thing. It's gone on long enough.
Well, that's true, but
I got to get these pipes back in shape. But I needed that
rest.
Break. I needed that because what a lot of people did not know, because I didn't post it. Almost every time I came back off tour, definitely sick.
Yeah.
Almost literally, I swear to God, and what Pam would tell you, literally every time I came back from a 2 month, 3 month, 4 month tour, you're home for about a day and a half, and then I would get sick with a flu or pneumonia, or my body would just shut down. Next, I got 102, 103 fever, and I'm laying in the bed. And it was because people like, well, your immune system, my immune system, I'm strong like a bull. I am. But your body is telling you, like, you know what? We're tired. And your immune system is low, and you finally let your adrenaline come down and relax because you've made it home. And then you realize just how weak your body really is.
But we'll go right back out there and do the show the next day.
Yeah.
And that's something, and even though we know we have to do it, those in-between times are those times where we need to self-care. It is okay to say, no, I'm not going out today. I have to, thank God for my earthly angels that I call my friends, my real friends. They know me because I try, my mother is 85. So I'm trying to take care of her and make sure she has what she needs and spend time with her in a time of COVID. In a time of COVID, and she lives alone, still to this day. But it's okay to say, you know what? I'm gonna stay in my pajamas all day today, and I ain't going nowhere.
Well, when we get done with this, I got some groceries being delivered at 3:00, and I told Pam, I said, after these groceries come and after I do the show, I'm turning my phone off.
There you go.
Because I'm one of those people that the phone ring, I'm gonna answer it because it's
Right.
always business.
Right.
But I'm turning my phone off, and tomorrow I got to go take my PCR test so I can get into Canada. But I'm taking the rest of the day and I'm chilling.
Right, and it's okay to do that.
But I'm never that person. I'm never that person, Lady A.
I was never that person either, but I am now.
I'm trying to learn to be that. And y'all owe me about my cigars, so I give y'all my word. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut back on my cigars. I can't sit there and say that I'm gonna quit because I'm addicted to them. But I am gonna cut back on them because I get out and walk a mile and a half every day with my dogs. I lift weights 3-4 days out of the week. I'm a big dude. I'm a big dude, but I'm in shape. And you can tell when I'm on stage because you can't do what I do if you weren't in shape. But I want to be here. I was talking to in Colorado, and I can't remember her name right now, but she was Luther Allison's manager for many, many years. And she was like, she always told me, she's like, we lost Luther to throat cancer, smoking cigarettes and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. I want to be like BB. I want to be here doing this in my 80s. So I give y'all my word. I'm gonna try to cut back. I'm trying to cut back.
For 20 years. That's why my voice is. I smoked for 20 years. I did, but I'm 63 now. So
looking good, baby. Because black don't crack.
Black don't crack.
And I always people like that. I said, we got to get something out the deal. We got to get something out the deal.
Well, I want and I want to go back and talk about another show. I want to talk about a show. So my other show is KMRE FM 102.3. That comes on every Saturday, 7 to 9 p.m. Every fourth Saturday is Sister Girl Soul Saturday. So I play nothing but all my sisters on the fourth Saturday of every month on both shows, on NWCZ and on KMRE 102.3 FM. Because I think the sisters do need to come up. You see my shirt, Woman Up. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you look at my show, I've tried to get all the sisters on that I know that are in the business. I've got you on, I got Anika on, I got Shakura on, I got Terry O'Dabi on. I had Tia Carroll a few weeks ago. I've had Diona, and I tried to get Deetra. She just wasn't into it. But I tried to get I had Teeny Tucker. I tried to get all the sisters because y'all not getting the.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I don't think the sisters are getting the love and the blues that they should get. One of the first BMAs I went to, I got to talk to another one of my, I call giants in the blues. I got to sit down and talk to Denise LaSalle because I had heard her music when I was a kid. And, Denise and Dorothy Moore and all them, they all treat me with love and respect. And I want to make sure on my little platform here, when I started doing this because the COVID was going on, I wasn't seeing anybody. And I was like, well, I know everybody. So I think I'm going to just do a weekly show where I could just talk to my friends. And that's what this was about. That's what the Suga Shack was about. But I've tried to uplift people. And I've also tried to bring on people that people don't know nationwide and worldwide to because a lot of times people come on like, oh, I never heard them before. And I'm like, yeah, I because I get to travel, I get to hear all these unbelievable
What's going on?
Oh, her computer blew up, I guess.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she said she got to run to the office. She'll finish the show later.
Okay.
And let me say that we an hour and 33 minutes into this show. It's another one of the marathon shows.
Are we supposed to be done?
We're supposed to be done at 1, but hey, I'm the boss, so that's all right. And we still got 13, 14 people on the Facebook and probably some over YouTube. They still watching. Let you guys know the show is archived over here on Facebook. In about 5 minutes or 10 minutes after the show, Eric will archive it on our YouTube page. So you can always go back and check this out. And Lady A, if you want to grab it and use it for something, you can.
I'll put it on my page so folks can watch it.
Right-o. This is Sugar Ray Raver. This has been live at the Suga Shack with the legendary Miss Lady A. Lady A, I'm going to buy out here. I want to tell you thank you, though, so much for spending time. I hope you had a good time.
I did.
I had a good time talking to you.
Thank you. And you make sure you tell Pam I said hi.
Will do.
Hello. And thank all y'all for watching. And thank you so much for having me, Sugar Ray. Look for Satisfying, my brand new CD coming out in September.
I was just about to say, give us that one more time. And here is her credentials. There it is right there. I'm going to leave it up for a few minutes, y'all.
Yes.
And blessings on you. And this is Sugar Ray bowing out the Sugar Shack. And as always, y'all, as always, be good to one another and to yourself. Bless you.
Bye, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sugar Ray